Well, top story at the South. Authorities in Limpopo say rescue teams will continue to search for 3 people who have been swept away in the flood waters following heavy rains. Meanwhile, flood victims in Makhuva village just outside of Giyani, Limpopo, they are calling for the provincial government's urgent intervention. Some have lost all of their belongings after their houses were flooded following heavy rains. Flood victims say that they desperately need humanitarian assistance as well. SABC News reporter Nonhlanhla Ntshingila as the latest on the flooding in Limpopo this morning. Nonhlanhla, a very good morning. I mean, you've been bringing us rolling coverage since the flood started. One can only imagine the sleep deprivation on you and the team's part, but thank you for your time as well. I mean, this morning we are looking at the aftermath. We're perhaps also just looking at the conditions, the needs that are coming to the fore. Perhaps you can tell us where exactly you are and what those sentiments that have been echoed as we continue to assess the damage.
Lizelle, we are still at Vembe district, whereby yesterday you have seen that the number of people that are being swept by water, the number is increasing, because yesterday, like you have mentioned, 3 people were swept away by water in the Ntshingila river in the other side from where we are, and also in the Chipfeleni river. A child was also swept by water, and so that shows that the number of people that are being swept by water is actually increasing, because even on Friday there were people that were reported that they were being swept by water. You know, Lizelle, what I can tell you is that here in Limpopo, once it rains, it pours, because the moment it rains, it actually starts over flooding. The roads have potholes. You can't actually drive normally here in the roads. We see that traffics are being disrupted due to these potholes. And what I can tell you, Lizelle, is that for now the numbers that we have is that at least 31 schools are being damaged, with over 1,400 schools that are temporarily closed, and also 7 hospitals including 19 clinics are being damaged. And we're also looking at about 400 roads that are also being damaged. That's the numbers that we have for now, and we do understand that the assessments are still continuing, meaning these numbers might increase, because we see that it's still going to rain, and we have had the South African Weather Service saying that these conditions are expected to persist up until later in this week. And so yesterday we also spoke to the mayor of Telambeni local municipality, and she did mention that they are trying to support the stranded residents with everything that they can, because the situation this side is very bad. And also we did visit one of the hospitals, Malamulele, whereby there were rumors that the hospital is overflooded. The hospital is not operating normally, but we did visit the hospital, and indeed we saw that the hospital is in full operation and there's no overflooding, but there's only one department that was actually affected, which is the TB ward. But other than that, the hospital is in full operational. We did see that. And a little bit later on, we'll be visiting the Ntshingila river, whereby those 3 occupants were swept away by water, and we did hear that some of the residents in another village, which is over 13 kilometers away from the Ntshingila river, saw some of their belongings lying around. And so we're going to also try and go to that village, which is named Dididi village, and just speak to the community members who witnessed as to what really happened, and we'll keep on updating the viewers as to what's really happening in the Vembe district. Lizelle?
Okay, Nonhlanhla, I mean, you are just giving us a succinct picture of really what's happening this morning as people tune in from the Vembe district, but you've been crisscrossing the province as well. So we'll continue to monitor developments as the search and rescue and recovery operations continue. Thank you for that update at this hour.